Excellency, Governor Mechi said that he was conscripted to make a keynote speech. I was going to say, I've been commandeered. I mean, look at the people who are here. I'll tell you a story that will illustrate what I'm going to tell you. When Pope Francis was in New York last month, or early this month, he wanted to ride a New York taxi. So he persuaded the driver of the taxi to give him a ride and took the steering wheel. A New York policeman saw the Pope driving and the driver sitting in the back and called head office. He said, "Boss, I've seen a big thing going on here." He said, "What's that?" He said, "You don't want to know." He said, "What is that?" He says, "I just stopped the Pope driving a taxi and breaking all the rules." I said, "Well, what's wrong with that? Who is he?" He says, "I don't know who the guy is, but I can tell you that the Pope is driving him." I mean, I'm making a speech. Governor Mechi is here. Obi, my sister, is here. Governor Fayemi is here. Governor Shegun Oshoba is here. I don't know what you guys expect me to say. I can only say thank you very much. The late General Achebe says he has 3 speeches he makes on occasions like this. One is thank you. The second is thank you very much. And the third is thank you very much indeed. So on behalf of the recipients of awards tonight, I say to Red Summit, thank you very, very much indeed. You know, when I was serving in government, I received maybe 100 awards. Those were awards to the desk I occupied. This one is an award to me, because a recognition of years of cumulative service in the industry of communication is an honor that we cannot but appreciate and say thank you, and thank you very much, Red Summit. It's one thing to be honored for a specific enterprise, but there's another thing to be honored for a cumulative series of services that many of us have rendered to Nigeria. Mind you, I don't know what you people think, but I don't think we really communicate as effectively as we hope to do. Because there are things we've been talking about for the past 40 years and they've remained unchanged. So you ask yourself, is this a dialogue of the deaf? We must look at the ways of probably upping our game. I believe that the communication industry, and that's what I call it, not information. Information is top-down. Communication is 2 ways. You talk to the people and you listen to them. And perhaps that's what the new government, as agents of change, should consider. We don't want Minister of Information bring the information down to the people and we just listen. We want Ministry of Communication, not telecommunication, because we tend to mix the two up. Ministry of Communication. Only countries like Iraq and Afghanistan still have ministers of information. We want a Ministry of Communication that listens to the people, communicates with the people, gets feedback, because social media is becoming a major platform for information. And unless mainstream media is recognized as the voice of the people, not the voice of the chattering masses, the voice of the concerned citizens, not those who abuse, not those who criticize for the sake of it, but those who criticize constructively for the good of our nation. I believe that that probably is the best contribution we can make to the mantra of change. We are honored in a country of 170 million people to be picked out, to be recognized, to be honored. And I tell you what that will do for us. Even at our old age, it will give us more impetus to continue to serve Nigeria. It will give us more reason to continue to stand up for what is right, what is correct, what is true, what is fair, what is just. Peace is not the absence of, it's not the absence of conflict. It's the presence of justice. We must continue to insist that the rule of law must mean justice for all. When justice wins, the nation wins. When justice wins, there's no loser, there's no winner, only justice. And that's what our work is about. We do not want a situation, and I want to say this very, very clearly, where any criticism of government is seen as criticism of the nation, or you are an enemy of the nation. We do not want a system whereby you write something that is critical and constructive and is presented to authorities as you are an enemy of the Federal Republic. The late Delegiwa said something very, very ironical, even contradictory. He said the journalist is not a patriot. The patriot is the soldier, my country right or wrong. The journalist said, my country has to be right. And that is what we stand for. We stand for what is right, what is just, what is fair, not just for one, but for all of us. And that's why I'm proud to be here to speak for far more senior, far more veteran, far more accomplished members of the communication industry. I find myself honored to speak ahead of Shegu Oshoba, journalist, publisher, manager of men and resources, and the governor. And here I am representing him. I can only thank my little village. But before that, I thank God Almighty. If my father were to see me here today, he probably would have a heart attack. Because he didn't have money to send me to school. He couldn't afford it. He said, tell your teacher to come and carry me on my bamboo bed. When it comes to school fees, the man will tell me, tell your teacher he can come and carry me on my bamboo bed. And when you look at a man like that and find yourself standing here, it can only be a miracle of God. Red Summit, thank you. Ali Baba, thank you. Somebody said, I'm the only one you gave a description of his career. Thank you very much. I like to thank everybody who's been here, waited through Nigerian time, and recognized us. By your being present here, you recognize us. I thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much indeed. May God bless you.